This lab will give you hands-on practice working with items. For this lab, open the file called landworks_items_lab, which is in the Working Files folder. First, let's create a new item. In the sample business, customers have been asking for solar fountains, so we'll create an item for that. Open the item list, go to the item menu and click New. Choose Non-Inventory Part because it's not something tracked as inventory, but is instead purchased as needed. Click in the item name number field and type Solar FTN for short. Click the sub-item of checkbox and then choose Fountain Supplies as the parent account. And this one actually has a manufacturer's part number, so let's type it, 555823. Since this item is purchased for a specific customer or job, we'll click this checkbox. In the description for the purchase information, type, solar, bird, bath, fountain. Click in the cost field and type $199.95. From the expense account menu, scroll down a bit here, choose Job Materials, Fountain Supplies as the expense account. And be sure this is the expense account and not the income account by the same name. So let's choose this one. And we have a preferred vendor, so let's choose that here, Fountain World. And let's go on to the sales side of things. We can leave the description as is, and for the sales price, type $300. The item is taxable, so leave tax as selected. And now choose the income account to track the income you receive when you sell this item. And here it is, the Job Materials, Fountain Supplies, Income account. Now let's create a group item. In the sample business, fountain supplies are often sold together, so to make things easier, let's group those items into one item. So let's click Next, and that saves this item and opens a new item window. And this is going to be a group item, so make the type Group. Let's click in the group name number field and type Fountain Setup. Click in the description field and type Basic Solar Bird Bath Fountain Kit. Now we'll start adding the items to include in this group. So click in the item column and scroll down. Let's see, where is it? Till you can see the Fountain Supplies items and click Bird Bath Ice Eliminator. And we only need one, so type 1. And then click in the item column below and add the fountain light. And we need 1. And add the pump. And again, we need 1. And finally, the solar fountain. And we only need 1 of those. Click OK to save this group item. By now you know you can create items that are two-sided, meaning the item could be used on both a purchase order and on an invoice. So let's edit an item that was incorrectly made a one-sided item. In the item list, double-click the flowers item. This is actually something that is purchased for a specific customer or job as needed, so we'll need to select this checkbox. And then we'll fill in the purchase information side of things, so assorted flowers. And we'll leave the cost blank because the cost will vary from job to job. And choose the Job Materials, Plants and Trees expense account. And let's go to the sales information side. And again, leave the sales price as is because it will vary. But I see here it's been assigned the wrong tax code. It really should be taxable. So choose tax. And let's just confirm that this really is an income account. And yes, it is. Click OK, and QuickBooks will present you with a message. In this message, QuickBooks is wondering if you want to change the accounts on existing transactions. And believe me, I know how tempting it is to ignore all these messages, but this one you should think about carefully. If you choose yes, all previous transactions that use this item will be changed, even if you've prepared previous taxes involving these transactions. So I would select no to be safe. A common mistake QuickBooks users sometimes make is using a one-sided item on the wrong form. So first let's take a look at the cement fountain item. You can see that is one-sided and therefore should only be used on sales forms such as an invoice. Using a one-sided item on a check or purchase form will create problems. So let's just cancel this, and I want to quickly show you this in the warning that QuickBooks displays. I'll open up a purchase order and click in the item column and choose the cement fountain. And QuickBooks warns me that something is amiss. This is another warning that shouldn't be ignored. By the way, because this warning is pretty helpful, I would suggest not clicking this checkbox. I'd rather be warned than to make a mistake that would mess up my numbers. So if we were to go ahead and complete this expense transaction with the item associated with an income account, QuickBooks would record the expense to the income account as a negative amount, which means your income and expense numbers would be off. Plus, you'd have to pay your accountant big bucks to clean it all up. So let's click Cancel and quickly close this purchase order. Okay, I think we've pretty much covered items and some of the pitfalls.